I never said a single word about that fight to my mother. I turned and looked at my youngest sister and she was staring at her lap with her hands shaking. I said her name and she wouldn't look up. Mom said, and number one, my favorite child is my youngest daughter because she is the only one in this family who understands what loyalty actually means. She stared directly at my youngest sister and said, isn't that right? And my youngest sister finally looked up with tears streaming down her face and whispered, Mom, please stop. I stood up from my chair and said, now it's our turn to rank something. We're going to rank your best moments as a mother from 4 to 1. Mom said, sit down. You're embarrassing yourself. But I kept going. Number 4 is the time you showed up to my brother's baseball game even though you spent the whole thing on your phone. Mom said, I was there, wasn't I? That's more than my mother ever did. But my brother stood up and said, I was 12 and I thought something was wrong with me because you looked so bored watching me. I quit baseball the next year because of that game. Mom said, sit down. My sister stood up and said, number 3 is my 16th birthday when you spent the whole party telling me everything wrong with my dress and my cake and my friends and my face. Mom said, I was trying to help you. You looked ridiculous. My sister said, I didn't have another birthday party until I moved out. I said, number 2 is my high school graduation when you whispered the entire ceremony about how I should have been valedictorian and how my dress made me look fat. Mom stood up now and said, I have done everything for you kids. I have sacrificed everything and this is how you repay me. She looked at my youngest sister who was still sitting with tears running down her face and said, tell them everything I've done for you. You're the only one who appreciates me. My youngest sister stood up slowly. She said, number 1, your best moment as a mother was the week you had laryngitis and couldn't talk. Mom's face crumpled. My brother said, that was the best week of my childhood. My sister nodded. My youngest sister looked Mom directly in the eyes and said, I prayed every single night that week that God would take your voice away forever, and I have never wanted anything more in my entire life. Mom turned to my youngest sister and said, after everything I have done for you, every sacrifice, every gift, every opportunity, every single thing I gave up so you could have a better life. And my youngest sister held up her hand and said, save it for the nurses who have to wipe your ass.